With Wano winding down, you have to wonder how Oda is going to tie together all the loose ends. How can Luffy bring smiles back to the citizens of Wano?
Hey, nigga better turn me.
Hey all, Golden Boy here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the end of Wano. With chapter 1048 in the books, we see that Luffy and Kaido are in a clash, and one of them is going to come out on top. Either Luffy will bring down the force of God's hand upon Kaido, punching him straight through Onigashima back down to Wano, or Kaido's gonna hit the Rising Dragon all the way up on our boy and vaporize his hand with this new fire form. Or perhaps Oda's gonna pull something out of his bag to switch up our expectations, but hey, when has he ever done that before? Speaking of Kaido's new dragon form, the translation notes from TCB referenced an old Rakugo story called the Keian Daiko, the Flaming Drum. I was surprisingly difficult to find a translation of this story, but I was able to find something. Here's what I got. The story goes, Jinbei, a tool dealer, buys a dirty drum at the market, and his wife complained, "You'll waste a whole minute if you buy such a thing." His nephew was dusting off the drum and beating the drum with amusement, and a bunch of samurai came to check him out. They said, "The daimyo heard the sound of the drum when we were passing by, and he asked to see what kind of drum it was. Please bring it to his house." Jinbei was astonished, so he took Taiko, the drum, with him, and he was told that it was the famous Keian Taiko, the flaming drum, which he was to buy for 300 ryo. Jinbei was delighted, and he went home to grab the money to pay for the drum, and his wife said, "That's a lot of money, isn't it?" And Jinbei responds, "I don't care how much it is. From now on, it must be something that makes a sound." And his wife said, "You can't use a half bell, it will be ruined." Now, I'm assuming that that half bell thing is just some sort of pun or some sort of punchline that didn't really translate well from Japanese to English. But there were a couple cool things about this story. Well, one, there's a flaming drum. That's the name of Kaido's attack. The character's name was Jinbei. Interesting. And there was the mention of the daimyo. Now, there's not a lot we can go through with this. Maybe this means in the coming chapters, Kaido will have some sort of bell-themed attack as well. Maybe not. But I just wanted to provide a little bit of context because I read those translation notes and I got very curious. So that's what I was able to find. But the real question is, will we have enough time to give Kaido another form even? This flaming drum dragon might end up being his awakening. It's pretty dope. I'm not mad if this is his awakening. We've been in Wano for so long, and you know that Oda would love to end on a nice round chapter number like 1050 or 1100. So when we see a clash like this happening in chapter 1048, it makes me wonder, is Luffy defeating Kaido by 1050? Now that Denjiro is back and he allegedly killed Orochi by cutting off his last head, you know, if we believe that that's true, then all we have left is Kaido, right? Because Big Mom, as far as we know, is out for the count, and her crew can just come and snatch her up. The CP0 guys have been mostly defeated, bar like one of them, and that one can be taken down by like Sanji, Jinbei, Yamato, or you know, somebody in approximately one chapter. Zunisha can take out the rest of the world government ships with one swing of the trunk, and if we want to get crazy, Zunisha could also just hold up Onigashima with her trunk. The fire festival's coming to a close, and the flame lanterns are floating up to Onigashima. In the next few chapters, the citizens of Wano are going to start to look up to see all of their wishes, and they'll notice a floating capital as Luffy punches Kaido down to the ground and defeats their oppressor, just as the sun rises. The dawn will come. But that's not all that needs to happen either. Zoro needs to wake up, like soon. Likely within the next 2 chapters, I think we'll see something from Zoro. Either that, or Hitetsu is going to talk to Zoro after Kaido is taken out of commission. And then he can go see the grave of Ryuma and maybe learn some more about his lineage. Then there's also the issue of the poneglyph. We can dispatch Robin and Brook to go find that. And there's the issue of destroying all the factories and providing clean food and water to the people of Wano. I think that this will be the role of the next shogun, and that will either be Momonosuke or Hiyori. In chapter 1048, we had a flashback and we saw that the daimyo were unwilling to acknowledge a shogun unless it were a Kozuki. He didn't say the son of Odin, he said a Kozuki. So could this maybe be foreshadowing that Hiyori will be the next shogun, and it'll give Momo some time to sail on with the Strawhats? Maybe. And what about all of the pleasures, the smile people that are stuck smiling forever, they can never show their true emotion? Can't we save them too? This is where Luffy's Devil Fruit awakening comes in. We know that Luffy's Devil Fruit is the Nika Fruit, which is the onomatopoeia for smiling in Japanese. It is said that Nika, Son God Nika, would bring smiles to the faces of slaves as he freed them. Luffy's awakening has already been shown to affect not only the environment around him, like Rubber World, but also the people around him. He turned Kaido's body into rubber. He also made everyone else's eyes pop out of their skulls in true cartoon fashion. It's not ridiculous to believe that he can do what the legends have predicted and give smiles to the slaves that he frees. Through his awakening, Luffy will liberate the people of Wano, not just physically, but emotionally as well. He fights for freedom, and he can do anything that he imagines. He is free. Kaido was a fake joy boy that gave fake smiles to his slaves, whereas Luffy is the real deal, and he is Son God Nika, and he will return real smiles and free the slaves. Based on the Gorosei's description of the Nika Fruit, we should think that it's more likely that Luffy will free them from their smile state than it would be for a doctor, like Chopper's medicine, to free them from the smile state. I don't think it's going to be cured that way. By the end of Wano, we're going to see people start to cry again. But then they'll immediately continue to smile upon realizing that they're able to cry. They may be stuck grinning now, but the warrior of liberation, Nika, will bring real smiles back to the faces of Wano. So, if you want to smile, check out this video here. Watch it, be happy, and be sure to stay golden, folks. See ya.